Hi, everyone. I would like to talk today about encountering the jaded. As you're going to go through your life, there are different types of people you're going to meet along the way. Now, people can be such good friends, and in their journey, they really can. They can try to be good friends from how you would see it, from your perspective, and from how they interpret a friendship to be. But something I discovered is that people who become jaded along the way in their life, they form certain levels of suspiciousness and they decide to be on guard. Now, there's nothing wrong about being guarded in your life, but to be able to, and it is an enablement, is when someone decides to drop into their life the ability to misinterpret, to listen to what someone is saying or someone is doing and switch it up just to confirm and to affirm their suspicions all along. The thing is about becoming jaded in life, people have said it usually takes two to tangle. We're either going to be responsible for what we allow in our lives and what will hurt us and what will, well, eventually create an interpretation, a perspective on how we see our relationship to others. It is a very crazy thing when someone decides to go through their life with filters. So it's like I don't know if you ever seen people with sunglasses on in the night. It is such it's a very abnormal thing to see, and some people think they're cool for looking like that. And it's the same thing applying to people in general. They wear different shades of glasses in their perceptions. And how they see you is how they've decided to shade you with what they see through their glasses. People will get hurt in their life. I mean, like, hey, I've gotten hurt quite a few times, but it should never stop you from being able to discern between when something is really, truly harmful that is happening to you or something that's just simply happening. It can be left alone. It doesn't have to go down the avenue of, well, I'm just going to tell it as it is. Now, I don't know if you've ever encountered these people, the tell it as it is crowd. One thing I've discovered is that, and it's very harsh reality, that whatever you project out in any way, shape, or form, or whatever you receive from someone else, you will become. It is always good to be able to perceive that what is happening in your life from a healthy perspective. That although things can happen to you in your life, it doesn't mean everyone is out to get you. And a suspicious nature is quite a contrarian. They call these types of people contrarian. They're very difficult people to be around because they have a nasty habit of reading into stuff that is not really there and thinking that well, what did we really mean by that? And they have the inability to be able to be reasonable. So, like if someone was to say something in their interaction with them, they would more rather jump all over that person and jump all over what they perceived to be a wrong done to them than to simply ask a reasonable question. What did you mean by that? No, personal growth is it is so it is so expected from every one of us. And whilst you may be doing your thing with how you would like to grow and growing up. There's a lot of people that don't want to grow up. And when they have stuff done to them, it is much easier to form a battalion, a defense mechanism, instead of just simply looking at it from all perspectives that, hey, there's a lot of stuff that there's some stuff you couldn't help, but a lot of stuff that happened to me in my life, I played a role in it, with the exception from when you were a child. But when you grow up and you encounter other people who are adults and you come to be in your teenage years, you at that point, you are given the ability to be able to make decisions, whether they're going to be rational or irrational. And you guaranteed, just like a woman on a dance floor, you're guaranteed to be asked to dance. And whomever you dance with in your life will either do the lead-in, or they will be stepping on your toes, or you and them will dance together nicely, or you will take the lead. One way or the other, with other people, you are in a dance. Jaded people are incredibly annoying because it feels at times that you have to be, it's kind of like you're got to be extremely careful, and they set the tone. Now what I really think, that when people don't like to take personal responsibility for the things that have happened to them when they come of age, you know, say, look, I played a role in this. I got to work on myself. Obviously, when I picked this person and this things and that thing happened to me, I obviously played some kind of a role. So let's take a look what's going on with me. And that way it doesn't happen again, or it doesn't happen as often, right? In the name of growth, that's what you do. The jaded is very much a bitter, stupid, because it results in a certain amount of stupidity, that you're dealing with a bit of a nonsensical, stupid person when they are jaded and they want to make the atmosphere difficult between you and them, instead of just backing off. And when people are jaded, they also become rather aggressive. I'll do it to you before you do it to me. In this world that we live in, we always don't have to be on guard. And I really do believe this, because I've proven this, that if you are in a certain zone, you're guaranteed to attract a lot of the same stuff. And at times, without realizing it, is simply because you're, one, speaking the same language. So you get other people who's going to come into your life speaking the same language, so you and them enter into a dance. Number one. Or number two, that you are literally opening up doors for a certain type of information to confirm your lies, the lies that you've spoken to yourself. So I'm going to try to keep all my videos really short. If you find yourself have become jaded, or you are knowing people that you interact who are jaded, you will notice their common denominator is that they have an ability to create a very difficult interaction with. It is never, ever healthy to ever stroke anyone's ego, no matter how much they are hurting. Because hurt people. And you know what? If you're growing in this life, as you're growing, the one thing you're going to make up your choice about, you are in no position to be carried along with the nonsense. No one is ever so important that they need special treatment because they were hurt or whatever, and they became jaded. And it takes a certain amount of time. And if you could, I would advise you limit less interaction with them and set up invisible boundaries that they know that their nonsense is not going to play out with you, and they're not going to make you lie to yourself that you are partaken of the reason why they have become jaded. In all due respect, the reason why anyone ever become jaded and difficult to be with, and they become upset and embittered in their life, is because they're now willing to take a hard look at their own life, at themselves, and they're now willing to take responsibility to change. If they like staying being jaded, it obviously means they find some pleasure in it. And jaded people, I'll leave you with this, they can be very vindictive and vengeful and spiteful. And you don't want to be the person that they are now desiring to take out their vengefulness on. Have a good day, and do like and subscribe. Thank you.